Sing! Welcome back to Venice Channel 9, your one and only news network in the 17th century. Tonight, a study reveals how babies respond negatively to being thrown over a bridge. More on that later. Also, an archaeological dig uncovers an ancient race of skeleton people. But first, we'll explore the developing story of the controversial marriage between the more Othello and Desdemona, Brabantio's daughter. Giuseppe has the story. Take it away.
Brabantio's daughter, Desdemona, married the black General Othello just yesterday. This unbelievable interracial marriage breaks marital traditions and is disliked by many. Othello reportedly wooed the woman with stories of his military past. Mr. Brabantio, how do you feel about your daughter, Desdemona, marrying the more Othello?
Well, for starters, I am completely appalled that my daughter would marry such a stallion-riding, sockdologizing, kidnapping, witchcrafting, fish-trapping military general piece of complete and utter garbage such as Othello. His intentions must be dark and evil and evil and dark and dark and evil and dark and dark and oh my goodness, I can't even talk about it any longer or I might just have a heart attack.
Well, if this is your opinion on Othello, then why did you let your daughter marry him?
I think it must have been witchcraft!
Brabantio's reluctance to marry his daughter off to Othello clearly shows a possibility for more dramatic events in the future. Back to you, Michelangelo.
Thank you, Giuseppe. 400 Turks died at sea last night due to a storm that killed 400 Turks at sea last night during a storm. Officials say that the Turks died because humans cannot breathe underwater. We'll be back right after this.
Performance, luxury, perfection. Introducing the all-new 1607 Venetian gondola. With 0 down payment and 0% APR financing for the first 6 months. Get yours today. Let's flow places.
Alright, welcome back to Venice Channel 9. You are back with the Inquisitors. Today, as per usual, we will be discussing the most recent up-and-coming news. And today, that is what's going on in Cyprus right now.
Indeed. So recently there's been quite some ruckus down in Cyprus. We heard about the brawl that Cassio had with a fellow worker named Montano. There was quite a ruckus that went down. What do you guys think happened?
Well, I think it's important that we need to get a little bit more backstory on why Cassio was actually there, and that'll actually help us understand this whole mess up, really, right now. As many of you probably know, there's a really great wedding that just went on recently, that of Othello and
Desdemona, I believe was her name.
Pretty new, pretty radical, pretty different. A good thing. That's what people don't like it.
Yeah,
people don't
steps
like
in
it.
the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Change is good. Change is good to some extent. Might have been a little extreme. I don't know. But now she is now with Othello in Cyprus, and Cassio is, as I know, as I've heard, his like right-hand man. Isn't that correct?
Indeed, he's Othello's lieutenant. Othello actually promoted him to this position. We've been getting some things from Iago of actually envying his position as lieutenant.
That's right. We have been hearing that through the little rat lines of rumor. But what exactly brought this brawl to be? What caused it?
Well, what I heard was that Cassio was actually drunk, and I mean like really stone cold drunk.
Okay,
now,
we know Cassio,
yeah,
right?
Cassio does
now
not
that is
like,
surprising for an honorable man such as Cassio.
he has such an intangible
I know
reputation.
Cassio. He was my neighbor for a couple. I know Cassio. Never a peep, never loud, never drunk. He was only
very respectable.
Exactly.
But if he was drunk and attacked Montano, would it be acceptable for Othello to take the course of action that he did and actually remove Cassio's title as lieutenant?
Good question. You know, that is Very good question.
I bet this brings up some interesting perspectives for Iago as well, maybe being able to take this position.
Do you ever need to get away from your friends? Then get an invisibility cloak. Invisibility cloak,
Gerald?
keeping you out of sight since 500 BC.
Welcome back to Venice Channel 9. Fall has been canceled this year after 3 billion consecutive seasons. Officials say that... Wait, what? Breaking news. Rodrigo has been murdered and Cassio has been badly injured. Richard, our live-action carrier pigeon, is at the scene. Watch.
Richard, help me! Richard! Rodrigo, he stabbed me, but I think Iago saved me. I don't know. I'm delirious from blood loss. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Alright, well hopefully the local authorities can find Cassio and help him before he bleeds out. 3 more deaths have been reported near the area of Cassio's wounding. We have Giuseppe at the scene with an interview of Iago, one of the remaining people alive there. Watch.
And Iago, can you tell us what has happened tonight?
Ah, my seeds of poison have infested his soul to his breaking point. I filled with delight as the Moor's body fell lifelessly to the floor after he killed himself in vain for his own assumptions that he believed for me. I drove him mad from jealousy. He lost his mind over the possibility of losing his flower Desdemona. Although preposterous, I tricked him into thinking that fool Cassio was cheating with her using my own fake evidence. I got that gullible bigot to kill himself and his wife. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for my idiotic wife who ruined me.
Very interesting, coming from Iago. Oh. Okay, so it appears that Othello suffocated Desdemona in the bed. And then Othello later stabbed himself. So Emilia was killed afterwards by Iago for exposing his villainous schemes to the public. Coming up, honest Iago. Not so honest after all. Stay tuned.